people either made it out, or they didn't. Oakland officials fear dozens are dead in fire. Oakland, California officials fear dozens may have died in a massive fire that swept through an Oakland warehouse where a concert was taking place Friday night. 9 people have been confirmed dead, and dozens of others remain missing, officials said. In a news conference Saturday, authorities said they expected the death toll to rise, but they did not know by how much. "We're expecting the worst, maybe a couple dozen victims here," Sergeant Ray Kelly, spokesman for the Alameda County Sheriff's Office, told reporters. "We did not have a lot of victims go to the hospital," Kelly said. "It appears that people either made it out, or they didn't make it out." Drones equipped with thermal technology were being used to scan the building for possible survivors, Kelly said. Initial reports, however, were grim. The drones were being used with a thermal imager, Kelly said. "It's very, very helpful technology. It allows us to focus in, and we can actually see the heat coming off of someone if they are alive. We didn't see any heat signatures in live people. Not to say that there's not, but the chances are very small." The 3-alarm fire was reported at about 11:30 p.m. Friday at a building off 31st Avenue on International Boulevard, about 3 miles outside of downtown Oakland, according to the Oakland Police Department. The fire broke out during a party featuring musician Golden Donna's 100% Silk West Coast tour. Oakland Fire Chief Teresa DeLutre told the Washington Post that more than 50 people were inside the building, a warehouse known as the Oakland Ghost Ship that served as a venue for artist exhibits and parties. The City Planning and Building Department had previously investigated the warehouse due to complaints about trash outside the property and illegal internal structures built inside the warehouse, said Darren Ranaletti, the department's director. Complaints had been filed about the building as recently as November. Ranaletti said authorities are still investigating whether people were living in the building. Due to the building zoning, neither habitation nor a concert would have been legal without permits. The building's interior featured a tangled network of antique furniture, artwork, musical instruments, wooden lofts, tapestries and oddities, such as mannequin parts, according to a Tumblr blog that appears to show the building. "It was a labyrinth," said Mark Hoffman, deputy chief of the Oakland Fire Department. The concert was being held on the 2nd floor, where most of the 9 bodies were later found. By the time firefighters arrived at the scene, the staircase to the 2nd floor had burned away, Hoffman said. The building's instability slowed the recovery effort on Saturday. Officials said the building's roof had collapsed onto the 2nd floor and, in many areas, the 1st floor as well. Firefighters and structural engineers spent much of the day shoring up the structure so it was safe to enter the building and recover the bodies. Authorities said it wasn't clear whether electrical issues, pyrotechnics, oil and candles or cigarettes had started the fire, and that an arson investigation would also be underway. Fire officials said the building did not have sprinklers. The fire is not being investigated as a crime, Officer Jonah Watson, a spokeswoman for the Oakland Police Department, said Saturday. Officials asked for patience and respect for the victims' families as they investigate the many questions that remain, including the fire's cause, the building's history, and whether the party's attendance exceeded its maximum occupancy. At a news conference on Saturday, Oakland Mayor Libby Schaaf said she had met earlier that day with a room full of people who were missing loved ones. "This is a devastating scene. This is complicated and it is going to take us time to do the methodical, thorough and professional investigation that these families deserve to find out what in fact happened," she said. The majority of those inside the building were young people, some of whom were from outside the Bay Area or the United States, Kelly told reporters. The event's Facebook page filled with inquiries on Saturday from people looking for their loved ones or offering their assistance to families and friends of the victims. Friends and family members of the concert goers also cobbled together a list of missing people in a shared Google Docs spreadsheet, along with identifying features and contact numbers. 40 names were listed on the spreadsheet as of Saturday evening. 7 were marked either safe or in the hospital. DeLutre said fire officials will verify those names against the ones they have compiled. "This is pretty tragic for us," DeLutre said. "It is hitting this community pretty hard. I don't even want to talk about how the families and friends are feeling. We have a community that's hurting." The warehouse is located on 31st Avenue, a short block off Interstate Boulevard, one of the main thoroughfares in East Oakland's Fruitville neighborhood. The building itself was considered to be an artist collective, as city officials put it, with spaces there for artists to work. It was beautiful. Pete Felix, friend to several of the building's residents and the owner of a nearby native plant nursery, called East Bay Wilds, said, "It was like an art gallery, but people lived there." Felix was walking with his 10-year-old dog, Lucy, hoping to get updates on the status of the people he knew who lived there. He was relieved to learn that some of them had made it out all right, but still didn't know what had happened to everyone. He said he visited the space often, but never attended parties that were hosted there, like the one that took place Friday night. "I've been there before the parties and after the parties, but I wasn't that into big parties," he said. "I didn't go to the events because I don't like big parties. Such parties are a common part of the Oakland community, which features an eclectic underground club and music scene.